We'll see 2/3 of one of the greatest junior hockey lines of all time in action
Yeah,
against each other tonight. Mitch Marner with the London Knights playing on a line with Christian Dvorak and Matthew Tkachuk. So now
yeah.
we'll see Marner versus Tkachuk. And like, do you think it's too strong, Elliot, to suggest that one of the mistakes the Bruins made in the series against the Panthers is they let this become Matthew Tkachuk versus the Bruins, as opposed to the Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins? I mean, one of the things the Maple Leafs are going to have to pay attention to here is don't get carried away with chasing Tkachuk all over the ice or trying to get in that extra lick or trying to do whatever to Matthew Tkachuk. Listen, Tkachuk was a huge factor in the opening round. If you're the
Yeah.
Maple Leafs, what do you do with the Matthew Tkachuk situation?
Well, I think that the one thing is that you know he's going to be who he is, right? And you just can't let it bother you. Like the place where it stood out was on the goal that sent it to overtime by Montour. And you brought it up on the pod about how Swayman's taking shots at Tkachuk instead of getting over to face the shot. And, that's the one thing you can't allow to happen. Like Matthew Tkachuk is Matthew Tkachuk. If he chooses to be a pain in the ass, there's not much you can do about it. You just have to say, you can do what you want, but we're going to do what we do. And I think that, like, the one thing I really think, like, as much as Tkachuk drove the Bruins crazy, the Bruins lost that series because they weren't the Bruins. They lost for whatever reason. They got overly nervous. They weren't themselves. Like, they didn't play like the Bruins should play.
Yeah.
And I think if Toronto can stick to, look, you do what you do and we're going to do what we do, I think they're going to be okay. I think that's how you avoid it. It's interesting, Jeff, we made a comment on the pod yesterday about how Edmonton took Tkachuk out of the series last year. And people thought that a lot of that was Evander Kane. They credited him for kind of neutralizing Tkachuk. I got a really interesting phone call about that last night. And I was talking with someone, and this is someone who was involved in the series. And they said that for whatever reason last year, Tkachuk, I don't know. He said he couldn't find the exact right word. I don't think if he, I think he said, like, I don't know if allowed is the right word, but he kind of said, like, he almost allowed himself to be taken out of that series. And he didn't know if what it was or whatever happened, but he said this year, Tkachuk did not allow it to happen. He's like, no matter what happened out there, he wasn't going to be taking himself out of the series. And he said, he credited Tkachuk. He said that's the biggest growth he saw in him in the first round is that, like I said, last year, whether it was Kane, whether it was the Oilers, whatever the situation was, Tkachuk was not the same player in that second round. And in this round, he did not allow that to happen. And he said the player deserves a lot of credit for it.